بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Our program is the Spirit of Happiness. Now let's move in the city of happiness with something we call the habits of happiness. How to be always happy? What are the keys for the habit of happiness? Now, habit of happiness. First, let me define what is a habit. They said in order to gain any habit, we have to go through 3 stages. The first stage, you have to learn the habit. So be knowledgeable in a certain habit. So knowledge is the base for a certain habit. But knowledge is only needed about 15% of reaching the concept of habit. We have to transfer the knowledge into practice. So we start learning, then training. We have to apply some training in order to start actually practicing the habit. Then with continuity of practicing, you gain the habit. Once you gain the habit, it's there in your blood. It becomes a habit. Even you do it without knowing what you are doing. Just to give an example about the habit concept, how we go through the habit. Driving a car, is it a habit? Is it learning? Is it a skill? Is it a talent? It's a skill. But once you start applying this skill, first step, you have to go through some knowledge. There are some theoretical parts in driving a car. And usually the first test that you do in the license department is a theoretical part. But do you think that if you read all books about driving a car, would you drive? It's impossible. You have to practice driving a car. The skill is a good part of the habit, so the knowledge is needed, then we start practicing. You remember the first days of driving a car? The first day you took the license that's in your pocket. How was you driving? You were very careful, looking in the 3 mirrors. Believe me, now you don't look at any mirror, because it starts becoming a habit. But these times of early driving, you still have some sort of fear, worry. It's the positive fear that we need in order to instill the practice to become a habit. So, also happiness is a habit. You should be happy for no reason. You should be thankful to God. Live happy. Otherwise, you'll go through depression. In the city of happiness, always believe that habit of happiness is a must for all citizens in the city of happiness. So, what are the 7 habits that we have to apply in living in our city to actually practice habit and become this habit of happiness? The first habit of happiness we must apply: be proactive. Proactive people always will record something to their society, to their nation, to their families, at least to themselves. Be proactive. The other way is to be reactive. Being reactive, you will never proceed in life. Being reactive is just waiting for the action to come from the environment. You are free. You are free to do. You are free to choose. Within ethics, be proactive is one of the most important habits that we start our life with in the city of happiness. What is habit number 2 to actually feel the spirit of happiness? Start with the end in mind always. Start with the end in mind, which means you have to define your destination always. Whenever you go in any tunnel, what is the destination of this final tunnel? Always ask yourself, is this final destination my aim? If not, please change the tunnel. And we always recommend people, don't walk straight line in life. In ethics and values, yes, you have to go through straight line. But in life, you have to change the tunnels. Sometimes you will find your passion in a certain tunnel, different than you imagined. So habit number 2 for all happy people in the city of happiness is start with the end in mind always. Habit number 3, First things first, to remind you that we covered in our previous episodes the concept of time management. Where are the priorities in my life? You have to define your priorities. And please define the priorities based on 5 levels. Priorities in your work. What are the most important things I have to do in my work? On your life as a person, what are the most important issues in my life? My health, as we mentioned in the previous episode, physical health. Your health is very important. Your reading, the library, enter the mosque, enter the gym, be in the house, and the family level, and the society level, and the spiritual level. Define your priorities. First things first. These 3 habits will help you move from being dependent into starting being independent. Now, habit number 4, 5, and 6 will help you being from independent into interdependent with the society. Habit number 4, in dealing with all people in the city of happiness, always think win-win. You have to think in win-win situation. You should win, but also others in the reaction with you, in the interaction between you and yourself. All should win. Keep win-win a strategy for you in life. And we discussed this previously in a previous episode about the concept of win-win. What about habit number 4? Habit number 4, you have to listen to people. Before speaking, listen. Communicate with people and listen to them. And listen to their hearts, not to their minds. Even for yourself, listen to your heart. قلوب يفقهون بها وعلى قلوبهم أكنة أن يفقهوه ألا أن في الجسد لمضغة إذا صلحت صلح الجسد وإذا فسدت فسد الجسد ألا وهي القلب. التقوى ها هنا عليه الصلاة والسلام وأشار إلى صدره. القلب, the heart, is very important. And number 6, synergize. Synergize with people. Don't ask that people should be the same as yourself. By being different, we integrate together. Life is like this, 2 different and diverse issues to give an integration. We have a mountain, we have a valley, we have water, we have solid, we have love, we have hate, we have happiness, we have sadness, we have male, female. This is life. So synergize and believe in others. In applying these 6 habits, now you start become really interdependent, believing in others, going in the city of happiness, sharing others, your happiness and their. Habit number 7 is sharpen the saw. You have to re-energize yourself. Get back to a previous episode where we mentioned the model 4LQE. 4, the body, the mind, the heart, the spirit. L are the needs, live, love, learn, leave a legacy. The Q are the intelligences, physical intelligence, emotional intelligence, mental intelligence, and spiritual intelligence. And re-energize yourself. Always sharpen the saw. Because if you don't sharpen your energy, you will lose. In the city of happiness, we always believe sharpening a saw is a must. Imagine there is one who is working in the forest, and he is starting sawing the trees at 5 a.m. Then at 10 a.m. he's still doing with the saw, trying to saw and cut the trees. A man passed and told him, well, I see that no trees are, since 1 hour you are not doing anything. Just give me the saw. And once we sharpen the saw, oh yeah, it gets back. Your body, your mind, your spirit, your heart, all of these need to be sharpened and re-energized. So in these all 7 habits, in the city of happiness, we have to live happily, feeling the habit of being always happy for no reason, for being there in life. Thank God always, and remember the 3 keys. With the 7 habits, we move. Also, it's very important to understand your mind. Your mind, you have 2 minds, the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. And always, your conscious mind will program your unconscious mind. If you always think positive, if you always speak to yourself positive, you will always lead a positive life. تفاءلوا بالخير تجدوه. أنا عند ظن عبدي بي. Always believe positive. When you read yourself to God, think always positive. Always God needs the positive, the happiness for you. So believe in this and go in life with this concept of being positive. Re-energize yourself. And don't allow any negative emotions to enter. Negative emotions, anger, depression, worry, fear, it will affect happiness. These are called the opposite of happiness. They will destroy your happiness once these negative emotions are there. Actually, we have to be emotionally intelligent and always invest positively in our inner voice. And always, believe me, the heart is the leader and the brain is just a manager. What you believe here is always right. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to your heart. And just mind is there for logic and just for making calculations and actions. But here is the decision. Here is the decision. Remember, the heart is a very important part of your life in the city of happiness. So these are the keys that we have always to apply in moving in this track of life. However, there are what we call excuses. Excuses will prevent you from achieving what you want to achieve from dreams. And they always said, an excuse is more disaster and dangerous than a lie. Because an excuse is a guarded lie. You believe in this excuse. And once you believe in the excuses, you become just stuck to the excuse. Remove all excuses. Remove them. Believe me, in the habit of happiness, in the city of happiness, remove all excuses. And there is a book called Catalog of Excuses. Lots of excuses in our lives that prevent us from going positively in life. And this book, which is Catalog of Excuses, you know who's the author of this book, Catalog of Excuses? Reactive people. People that they feel they cannot do anything in life. But proactive people never believe in excuses. So the excuses will prevent you actually from going in life. Let me introduce to you a child called Must. Mr. Must, Mrs. Must. As a child, he must go to school. So Must went to school because he must go to school or she must go to school. When Must finished, he must go to the university and join the university. So Must join the university. Then, after he graduated, he must work. So he or she joined the work. Then, the mother interfered and said, well, Must, you have to marry. Why, mom? You must marry. Why? Because we need to see our grandson. So Must get married based on the recommendation of the mother. And even the mother choose the wife for Must. Then they start telling, Must, we need a baby. We need a boy. Some cultures say that the boy, girls or boys are all from God. Don't distinguish between boys and girls. Must, for the first kid, it was a girl. They encourage him, please, we need Must, you must bring a boy. Another trial, a girl. And if you have two girls that you care for them, they will give you the heaven in front of you. Take care of all your kids. Then Must tried another, then Must bring a boy. Now, this boy start living the same concept, but there is another child called what? Mr. Excellent, not Master Must. I should not believe in the must in my life. And must not be not more than 25% of your decisions in the must. Remove must and put love. I love to do so and so. I love this. I love to choose. And always there is a golden rule in life. If you do and work in what you love, you will achieve more. However, until the time comes and discover yourself, at least love what you do. But believe me, do what you love is the secret of success in the city of happiness. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.